Okay, so I've been getting some messages lately saying things like, "Oh, Jaimie, I saw your toy, it's coming out pretty soon. That's cool. I mean, it looks kind of crappy. It's going to be better, you know, when it comes out, right?" And I'm like, what? And they left a link. So I click on the link, and I'll go to some company's thing, and I'm like, wow, yeah, that is exactly my walking mechanism, slapped together really crappily and put to the market too fast. And I'm like, oh, the first thing I think is, well, that's kind of coincidental that it's like 6 months after I, you know, sent the prototype out. And all I can think is, okay, maybe they just magically managed to develop it at the exact same time as I'm coming out with one. You know, at least then I don't have to think people suck. You know, maybe that happened. On the other hand, they might have, you know, someone might have been out there in a meeting somewhere, saw my robot and just totally ripped it off, and there you go. I mean, in reality, it's probably somewhere in between where, you know, everyone's on safe legal ground, but on really shaky moral ground. Like, you know, if, you know, a smart person could watch all my videos and extrapolate and figure out how the robot works, right? Oh, and this is the robot that's, you know, the giant robot design. And but yeah, you know, I've been working with a toy company for like 6 months or so, and we're trying to get a really good version to come out for the market. We didn't want to just rush it into the market and have, you know, another crappy walking toy. Because there are, I mean, all the walking toys out there, I mean, honestly, they're kind of crap. And I don't try to, like, rip on anyone else's inventions, but there are no good walking toys on the market. And now there's a few more that are kind of like using my design. I don't know where they got it. Whatever, I'm not even going to get into that. You know, hopefully they just magically developed it themselves. But either way, I mean, they're just getting it out to the market so fast they didn't have time to make it really cool. So, well, I mean, what we're doing is making a really awesome version. So, I mean, I guess the answer to the emails I've been getting is no, none of those versions. I don't even know how many companies are making them now, but none of those versions are mine. And none of the ones I've seen are very good either. They're kind of don't do the mechanism justice at all. So sometime next year, after we get all the, you know, everything worked out with the factory, and they're sending stuff back and forth to me, and I'm making sure they get it just right, and we're making it like really awesome, because we're, you know, so sometime next year there's going to be this awesome toy coming out, and what I'm going for, and the toy guys that I'm working with are really cool, and what they're going for too is a toy that you get home and you play with and are like, this is awesome. Not just for like 20 minutes, but like you could just get that one toy and forget about all the rest of your, you know, Christmas garbage and just get the one thing, and then, you know, like that would, it's got like lots of playability value, and it's cool, and it's just got like awesomeness all over the place. Like just in terms of being cool and looking cool, and there's cool games you can play with it and stuff you can do. You know, it'll all make sense next year when you see it. It's gonna be awesome. But you know, this whole thing also brings up kind of a huge peeve for me in our culture, and it's a huge problem in general. And that's just like, there's so many people that I know who are inventors who have these great ideas and great inventions, and sometimes they'll ask me, Jaimie, you know, what do I do with this thing? You know, the second I show it to anyone, bam, someone's gonna steal it and make $1 million off it, and meanwhile I spent like 10 years slaving away working on this thing, and I end up with nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, some guy takes 5 minutes to steal it and go, you know, this is the fear that so many inventors I know have, and you know, I have the same thing. And I don't know that that's what happened to me in this situation. Who knows? I'm not even going to worry about that, because that's all negative stuff. I don't need to worry about that. I just need to make sure that the robot toy that I'm, you know, involved with is going to blow everything else away. So don't even, I mean, you can buy the other ones if you want, but when you see the good one next year, it's going to be awesome. And they're sending me actually the prototype this week, and I'm going to tweak it and mess with it and, you know, fix it up awesome and send it back to them. And it's going really well though, and it's got cool accessories and stuff. But anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so all these inventors I know are so afraid of having, they're just their idea that they spent 10 years working on, just stolen like that, right? So they end up just kind of hiding it. And I have all kinds of things like this. I can think of 20 things off the top of my head that I've never shown anyone, because I'm like, well, what's the point of showing it to people and just having them rip it off and go make a bunch of money? And I still do show a lot of the stuff I make on YouTube, and I'm just like, here it is, here's how I made it, and blah, blah, blah. But anyway, not being able to get any resources back from doing these things makes it very limiting and harder to make new stuff. So I know lots of inventors who are really good at making cool, like, innovations and are really creative, making cool stuff. And they end up just not doing it because they can't make any money on it, because they're not like lawyers, and they don't want to fight with lawyers and have all these legal battles and deal with horrible business people and stuff. And this is also kind of the reason that if I go to another country and I say where I live in the United States, people get this sour look on their face like, ugh. And then I feel stupid about this and thinking about it, but usually I end up saying, oh, but I'm Canadian. And then they're just kind of like, oh, well, that's all right. But the reason people in other countries don't like Americans is not because of me or you, or, maybe you, but probably not you. Like, not all the individuals, not Bob down the street and all the cool people in this country. It's like the corporate schmucks who walk around saying, get out of my way, get out of my way, I have money and lawyers, I can do whatever I want, I'm going to step on your toes. Oh, you looking at me funny? Hey, you two lawyers, go get that guy, here's $1 million, take care of him. All right, I want to get out of my way. And this is what people end up hating about this country. And this country has so much awesome stuff, and it just keeps getting crapped on by this kind of like dishonorable attitude that a lot of business people have. And I'm not saying this is what's going on with the robot I made, and I don't know if anyone stole it or what. I'm not even going to worry about that. I'm just going to make an awesome anyway. So this is just a huge pervasive problem in this culture that just like takes innovation and creativity and like crunches it and shoves it away. And there's all these people throughout the country with this cool stuff in their garage, and they can't do anything with it. And it's depriving like me and you and all these other people from seeing this awesome stuff in the world. That's why we keep getting the same, kind of boring looking cars and the same products over and over again. Because there's all this new stuff that's just being hidden, that we're not getting to enjoy. And I know the patent system kind of is supposed to deal with that situation, but it doesn't really. Because what is an individual inventor going to do against like a multi-million-dollar company? Now the guy who invented the fancy new windshield wipers, like, I don't know, 50 years ago or something, a large car company, let's call them, stole his idea. He went to court, spent like half of his life in court, eventually won, but he ended up winning like $20 million or something. But he had to waste basically his whole life in court, and I totally have tons of respect for that guy, but that's not what I want to do, and that's not what a lot of the other creative people want to do either. They want to build stuff and not worry about this dishonorable crap. And in this culture, if we could get rid of the focus on make money at all costs, and maybe have some honor involved in our thought process, we could erase 90% of the problems in this country. And I don't need to go into details about that, because I'm probably already running out of time here, because my batteries are going to die on my camera or something if I keep rambling on forever. But if people were honest and honorable in our culture, it would save so much time and energy, and we'd have so much cooler stuff, because people wouldn't have to hide all the time. And I forgot the point I was going to make, was that sometimes I'll see something someone else made, and I'll be able to figure out how it works, because my brain works like that. I can figure out how things work. But I would never say, well, that's mine now, it's my idea. I'm more like, wow, that's awesome, dude. That's so cool that you came up with this idea. I love how it works. I figured out how it works. It's really cool. But why would you ever say it's yours? But people do this all the time.